So, whoa. All right, so by this point, the Nazis continue this. We have classified Jews as being not part of the people that should be afforded kind of respect in German society. We have said we've got Aryan, like Germans, and we have Jewish people, and these are two distinct groups with meaningful differences. And again, we will remember that we can have groups that are different, like blonde hair versus brown hair, but if we don't attach a significance to it, it doesn't really matter. So, but if we do, all of a sudden it becomes very, very important. So by 1933, the Nazis made persecution of Jews, legal. All right, persecution legal. The Nuremberg laws deprived Jews of their rights as citizens. They could not hold public office or own property. They also had to wear a yellow star to identify them. And so what we will see is now we have made a distinction as to how the people are different. But then, after that, we are now, after we've established this distinction, making different rules if you are in the brown-haired club versus the blonde-haired club versus the brown-haired club. So the law now treats Jewish people differently. It says that they are not allowed to own property. They're not allowed to run for office. They must, not because they want to, they must wear a Star of David on them, identifying them as Jewish people so that they can be identified and they can have their kind of rights, I don't want to say taken away, but so that these rules, these different rules can be enforced with respect to them. So we go back here to our levels. What do we have? Well, we've classified. We have added symbolism. So we are at stage 2. There is symbolism attached to being Jewish. All right. This yellow star. We also are starting into stage 3, where Jewish people are dehumanized by not having the same rights as other people. And so dehumanization, in terms of human rights and personal dignity, what we see is here you're not allowed to do the same things as other people. You are not allowed to own property, and this isn't maybe the highest level of something like that, but it certainly is part of saying like laws apply to you differently than other people. That is a dehumanizing thing. So we get here to Kristallnacht. All right, I'm not Miss Kastler, so I'm not going to probably pronounce this that well. We get here to Kristallnacht. All right. So after hearing that his father would be deported from Germany, a young boy killed a member of the German embassy in France to seek revenge. And so one random person finds out that his father is going to be deported. He kills a German at the French embassy because he doesn't want his dad to be deported, having to leave the country. When the Nazis heard about this, they launched attacks. They launched attacks against the Jews. In November of 1938, Nazi stormtroopers attacked Jewish homes, businesses, and churches. This night became known as Kristallnacht. And again, I'm so sorry, Miss Kastler. All right. This night, where is that? This night became known as Kristallnacht, or, all right, night of the broken glass. Was this next one on the next slide? What happened? One sec. Okay, it was 2 days. I looked it up on Wikipedia. In 2 days, more than 1,000 synagogues were destroyed or otherwise damaged. 75,000 Jewish businesses were destroyed, and at least 91 Jews were killed. This night became known as Kristallnacht, or Night of the Broken Glass. After these attacks, now we're back on after these attacks, all right, after these attacks, often led by Nazis, in early November, Jews flooded into neighboring countries hoping to escape the Nazis. So what I would say is this is very much of a this stuff is a getting real type of moment where it's like, okay, they're talking about us and changing the laws, but now basically the police are looking on and doing nothing as people are burning synagogues to the ground, burning businesses to the ground, destroying things. And so we get Night of the Broken Glass because these businesses, they were there was just glass in the streets because they were destroyed during this like 2-day period. So Hitler wanted Jews to leave and favored a policy of immigration. Let's see, is that here? He forced many Jews to leave Germany. All right, but neighboring nations did not want thousands of Jews coming to their countries. Eventually, many nations closed off their borders to refugees. And so what ends up happening is all of these Jewish people in Germany are like, this is real, like they're really going to kill us and destroy us. So let's leave. But then you can imagine there's a flood of people trying to get out of Germany. And if you're France or Italy or, Spain or, Austria, whatever, all of these countries, you're not going to want to take in all of these refugees. We even see this today in contemporary politics in a debate, a robust debate, not taking one side or the other, on the Mexican border and what we should be doing with refugees coming from Mexico. There's a robust debate about this in Europe about Ukrainian refugees, as well as refugees from places like Africa. And so there's always going to be an issue of whether or not, can we take people, poor, destitute people from other places? And a lot of times there's kickback to that. A lot of times that's difficult to do. So Hitler had a hard time getting the Jews to leave. So he forced them to live in ghettos or segregated Jewish areas. The Jewish people were herded into Polish cities and forced to live in horrible conditions. Hitler's goal was to starve people or die from diseases. So what we're really trying to do is some people are leaving, but some people that are staying are basically being moved physically from kind of society at large into specific places only for Jewish people, and these were called ghettos at the time. And the whole point was to make those places terrible. Okay, so we come back again to our stages of genocide in 1 second. Okay, and so here we see we are very clearly, all right, we are in stage 3 of genocide. Hitler is attempting to dehumanize Jewish people. Basically, it's like by not intervening when they are killed or their businesses are destroyed, their property is destroyed. Also, they were moved into specific places and separated from society.